Hello, hello, Aries, and happy holidays. I am very, very excited to have you here. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before. Thump. And if we have met before, I'm so glad that you're back. I'm wishing you much love and many blessings this season, as always. But, you know, the child in me knows that there is a little bit of extra magic going on around this time of year, and Spirit is already coming through. Wasn't expecting this to come through, but it is a collective magic. It is the power of belief. It is the power of how we entrain our thoughts. And so many of us at this time of year are extra aware of, goodwill toward human beings and giving what you can. And that's interesting because they're connecting that to the channeled message that came through specifically for you, Aries, as I sat down and shuffled your cards. And Spirit was showing me the Lover's card. And they were highlighting your 7th house, which in astrology is the house of partnerships. And it seems like there is a really fabulous course becoming available to you as we finish this decade. And as we begin a new decade, coming in, just days from now. And it's a really wonderful time to clean slates and build bridges, is what Spirit is saying. So, where there can be forgiveness or compassion or compromise extended, wherever in your life you may have been feeling like, gosh, I should be listening to my better angels on this, I should be maybe being the bigger person and reaching out and extending forgiveness or love or working together on something when maybe I've been doing the Aries thing and I'm going to do it by myself. Coming through, Spirit's coming through, and they pulled a lot of cards for you. So let's get into it. Let's look at your message for December. Wow, hey! Whatever you believe in this holiday season, it's really cool to see the star, and it's that many-pointed star. Like some of us might think of like the Star of Bethlehem in the story. And even if you don't, it has the same sort of meaning. It is that archetypal hope. And that feeling of, even when things are at their darkest, I'm guided. So, Okay, Aries, shining your light. Wow. Okay, sorry, Aries, Spirit is coming through with a word. Wow. Okay. You heard it here first, Aries. You don't need to be... There are certain fights that it benefits you to walk away from. There are certain fights that it feels like don't need to be had. And when I say fights, I mean that you're taking on a lot and not all of it is maybe worth your energy. There are some incredible things that you could be giving birth to, the Empress sitting in your future, and I feel like your energy is better directed there. I feel like for some of you, wow, Spirit is coming through and Spirit is never judging you. For some of you, there's a little bit of like, this is almost an unconscious, handy way of holding myself back. Is having these like, oh, I need to put out all these little fires, or like, oh, well, I have to, make sure I get in here and have this fight with these people in the comments. And it's like, why? Is that serving my ultimate purpose? The star, right at the center of your reading. Is that ultimately what makes me feel light and bright and hopeful and like I'm on path? That Knight of Pentacles crossing the star says that, Aries, you genuinely are, but I don't want you to lose your passion because you're kind of fighting and worrying about the wrong things. That's just what they're telling me about that moon connected to the 7 of Wands hovering over your reading. You are on path. The 2 of Wands is in the past. Page of Wands is sitting in the position of kind of what is going on within you. You've got a mission. You've got a message. You are divinely guided, and don't be distracted. There are kind of like I just feel like there's some petty sort of drama or unnecessary fighting that just kind of needs to be walked away from. And I love that this is showing up, and this is showing up as where you find yourself. So when they were talking about, you know, cleaning slates and building bridges, it's like, I don't need to have this fight. I don't need to convince this person of XYZ about myself or my life or whatever. And let's not conflate that, Aries, because believe me, I know who you are. I know how you are. I have very much respect for your courage, your integrity, and your sense of self. So I'm not telling you to fake it. I'm not telling you to put it away. I'm not telling you to capitulate to this person and be like, oh yeah, okay, my beliefs are bullshit, or like, oh, you're right, your political alignment is correct and mine is wrong, or whatever. No, far from it. But we don't always need to engage. And, you know, big Gryffindor energy with you, Aries, where it's like, I want to go have that, like, I need to make this right. I need to get this across. And just feels to me like a month where it's not even pick your battles. It's like, drop the wand, walk off the field. There's a lot of people here whacking and throwing the wands around, and there's not even going to be a way to track the points. There is no winner. That's just kind of what I'm hearing. There's no winner, so it's just kind of a waste of energy. And it will be better spent, you know, following the star rather than the moon in this case. You know, the moon changes phases. It's not really a reliable... it's not reliable like the North Star in terms of orienting ourselves, right? So orient yourself to what really matters, to your mission, to your integrity, to your sense of truth, what you value. You have further to go, and you have some fears to transcend. That's the other thing about the moon, and that's the other thing about that Eight of Swords that is showing up in your future. So again, you're a courageous sign, Aries, but the Eight of Swords speaks of a little bit of what I'm hearing as I look at this is negative self-talk. For some of you, if you're not number... Did any of you see Talladega Nights, that Will Ferrell movie? If you're not first, you're last. That's not true. If you're not first, you're last. Spirit is making me laugh. That's not accurate. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be number one. You don't have to have it all figured out. You have a vision and you have the passion, and now is the time. And here's the thing. The building and the work that you're doing, this is something that you can be doing even within yourself. This is something that you can be doing on like a micro level. Even if, for example, you're like, okay, yeah, I want to change my life in XYZ ways. I want a different job, or I want to move, or I want to whatever. And I'm not going to be able to do that by, you know, the end of December necessarily. Miracles happen, and they do. 'Tis the season. But even now you can be changing your life. Even now, you can be improving and up-leveling your surroundings, your environment. Spirit is saying this. The way that you care for your environment, yourself, your things, determines the degree, like, to how the new things come in. So, if I trash my car because I'm like, oh, this car is just a beater, it's old, like I've had it forever, it's like, Jesus, like, that's kind of like people who start taking, and this is just what Spirit is saying, so this could be a read for some of you, just keep your ears perked, okay? Some of us, you know, start to look at our partners like, you know, we take out the bad mood on them or whatever, and because they're just there and they're around, and we start to take them for granted, and we want to take care of what we have, and we want to build from where we are. Use what you are, use what you have, where you are, begin. A little bit of fear to be transcended. A level up. And look, a level up implies a little bit of fear. When we are climbing up a level, we sweat a little bit, we grunt a little bit. There is a little bit of like, oh my God, it's don't look down. You know what I mean? That's like, oh, we're getting higher. And that's a little scary, but it's also rewarding. And it's also, this is what they're saying, going to give you some pretty incredible perspective. There is a shift in perspective forecast for you in a big way this month. And possibly, this is what I'm feeling, like the strike of inspiration. Something is being born. For some of you, I feel like it's a business, or it's like a new aspect to your business, something that already exists for you, whether that's like, and when I say business, for some of you, that's literal. For some of you, it's like, oh, I've been thinking about this side hustle or this creative pursuit that I've been wanting to get into, because it's that Empress energy. It's that creative energy. It's the Knight of Wands is like, I got the message from the Page of Wands, and now I'm carrying that over to the Queen of Cups, right? Your intuition, your creativity, your connection, and your connections. Spirit is reminding me of that Lover's card in the 7th house, partnering. And then you have that 3 of Pentacles, exactly echoing what they were saying about like building bridges with people. Sometimes it's better to work together than alone. You know, the 3 of Pentacles is that pyramid, which is the most stable shape. New perspective, and maybe even introducing some new perspectives from others. Maybe some of you, this is how they're showing it to me, and this could be metaphor, but this may also be true for some of you specifically, general readings, right? But this is bringing people in to like edit your manuscript, to look at the way you've arranged your living room and tell you like, oh yeah, I think I like that, but I would maybe move this painting over 2 inches. And going, oh, you know what, I can see that. Oh, thank you, that was what was missing, this is perfect. A new, 2 heads are better than 1. 3 heads are maybe the best. There is definite progress to be expected when you apply that verve and that sense of purpose. And particularly for you, Aries, this can be like a little point of contention, but that enduring Knight of Pentacles, put one foot in front of the other, slow and steady wins the race, tortoise rather than the hare, that energy is going to serve you. When that inspiration strikes, that is a beautiful moment, but that is a moment. This is how Spirit's putting it, okay? That moment of inspiration is like the moment of conception. Ideally, both parties are having an amazing fucking time, and there's like that moment of ecstasy and climax, but then that's just the conception. Now comes carrying this thing, this idea, this baby of yours that is going to grow and need more of your energy and need you to feed it the right things and need you to give it a healthy, stable, wonderful environment, right? Maybe get the input from, you know, that 3 of Pentacles, right? So we don't go through that alone. Ideally we have a partner or at least a support system helping us through this. We also have doctors. We have input from other people that help out, experts in their field, and they help us make sure that we give birth to a beautiful, healthy result, okay? The Empress, definitely, you know, this goes again with what they were saying, the channeled message, right? The Empress is not the Emperor. The Emperor would be telling you, you got to take this on by yourself, you got to show up and do all of the building and da-da-da-da-da. Both the Empress and the Queen of Cups, they line up with that 3 of Pentacles energy of like recognizing the power of collaboration and being very graceful at accepting help from others. You're great at giving help, Aries, so that doesn't even like, that's not a question in my mind. But sometimes asking for assistance can be a little bit dodgy. Get someone else's perspective. That's a really fucking, that's key this month. And not just anybody, but people that you trust. People that you see as wise. People that, this is how Spirit is putting it, a lot of you have somebody in your life who has like been put through the paces. Like, you think of them as kind of like the wise person in your life. Go consult with that person. Get their perspective on your life at this moment in whatever way that comes through. Friend, counselor, whatever it might be for you. Somebody who can look at your situation and just... Spirit is saying, like, give you a sense of possibilities. Feels like some of you have been in a little bit of defense mode, and now it's forward momentum progress mode. No need to tangle yourself up with worries about what this person is doing or thinking or saying, or what your own internal monologue might be telling you that you're not capable of doing. We're going to finish off this decade with a big, courageous reset and a commitment to live up to our values and our desires with what we have, where we are in this moment. I'm not going to be happy when I get this much money or get to this number on the scale or get to this area geographically. I find my vision, my joy, my purpose, and I just follow that compass. Even if it's this 3 feet in front of me and that's all that I can traverse to get closer to that star, if that is what is available to me today, then I take those 3 feet, those 3 steps joyfully, meaningfully, intentionally. Transcend your fears. Go forward. Ask for a different perspective if that's what you need. Get someone to help you reflect on this. You have a lot of love and support around you. And you have something beautiful to give, Aries. Something beautiful is being born, something creative, something that is just yours. Transcend your fears and go for it. That's the energy with which to enter the new decade, okay? And remember, 'tis the season. Miracles are very much possible. This is the time. This is the time to believe in that and to believe in yourself. So what's that bringing up for you, Aries? Questions, comments, holiday stories? I'd love to hear from you. I really appreciate you being here as always, Aries, and I hope that it's really helpful. And I'm wishing you happy, happy, happy holidays, and I will see you in the amazing new year. Bye, Aries.